everybody, it's Julie. Thanks for joining me today for a Bible journaling process video. I am back using the Illustrated Faith Captivated set, and it's a really powerful set. This is the week 1 study, and I'm going to be using some of the ephemera, the die cuts, some of the digital pieces that I cut out, and the stamp set that goes with it, as well as the washi tape. I love this washi tape. So I'm here in 2 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 5, and it says, "We destroy arguments and every lofty opinion raised against the knowledge of God, and take every thought captive to obey Christ." So I'm highlighting this verse with some Distress Oxide ink. I just put a little bit of the ink on an acrylic block and picked it up with my aqua brush, and I'm highlighting that. Now you can see I have some significant bleed through to deal with here from a previous page, because I usually don't prep my pages. I just find it easier to then just, as I'm doing here, just deal with it when it becomes necessary. So I'm going to use some acrylic paint to cover this up. And this is one of the Target handmade acrylic paints. This color is Shimmer Rose, and it's pink and lovely, and it's shimmery, and I really like how it turns out. Now at some point I'm thinking maybe I should just keep it all pink, but then I go in and add some color, and I don't like that, and then I kind of struggle with this. So I decide also to add a pink border to the other side of the page. I am using some cheap paintbrushes. These came, I think, in a school set of some really big paintbrushes, and I think some poster paint. And because it's so cheap and not a good quality, I get some of the bristles to come out. But it's okay. It serves the purpose. It does the job. So I do dry my paint and my page in between the different colors that I use. So now I'm coming in with this. This is called Forget Me Not. I'm not very comfortable with using acrylic paints. I'm just not good at where they should go. Now, I was fine with just doing that whole background, but then when I come in and add these paint marks, I'm just not real comfortable with that. But in the end, I like the way this background turns out, but it takes me a while to get there. Okay, so this color is Carrot, but it's too bright and too yellow, and I want to tone it down, so I add some white acrylic paint to it, and that matches the colors of the kit better. So I'm thinking maybe just a few swatches, and then I go in and I just make blobs, and then, I just don't like this right now. Now, of course, I'm going to cover this with some pieces here, and so I set my Bible aside, let that dry, and I'm going to focus now on my main piece, my main element, and I'm using this note sheet that came. There is one that's cardstock that comes with the physical kit, but this one is the digitals. You do get the digitals free if you purchase the kit. So I printed it out on paper, and I'm going to stamp using a couple of alphabet sets. This one is from Sweet and Sassy Stamps, and it's called Skinny Mini. And then I'm going to use another one from Illustrated Faith that's a few years old. I don't think it's available. I have tried to find it, but I've linked a couple that are similar. So here's what I'm stamping. Take every device captive. The reason why I say this, when I was doing my word study, the word thought could also be translated into the word device. Now the intent of this word for the word device is whatever method, whatever mode you're using. But the word device for us now has so much more meaning, because we live by our devices, our electronic devices, our phone, our iPad, our computers, our TVs, our, everything that we use. We live by those things. We live for those things. And for me, in order for my thoughts to be obedient to Jesus, then my electronic devices need to also be obedient to Jesus. I need to make sure that what I am putting in my brain, what I'm inputting, is appropriate and obedient to Christ. And that's going to control my thoughts. That's going to make my thoughts more obedient to Christ. Okay, so I'm using now the word fetty, that comes with the kit. It comes in both the physical kit and in the digital. That, again, it's free. The actual digital pieces are free if you purchase this kit. And I'm back to my background, and I just didn't like that, so I'm coming in with some white acrylic paint, a heavy body paint, and I'm using my scraper. You could always use an old gift card or anything like that, and I'm covering it with some white. Now, I don't want to completely cover that background, but the white just tones it down and blends it some, so now I'm happy with it. I like the way it turned out. Taking my Spun Sugar Distress Oxide pad, and I edged my note sheet, and now I'm going to play around with my pieces, my die cuts, and see where I want them. So I use the word fetty that says obedient to Christ. I put that on the little Polaroid, the pink Polaroid type piece. And there, you'll see in the still shots that I also use one that says every thought, but I dropped it on the floor and I couldn't find it till after I was finished with this process. I used my tiny attacher to attach my pieces together. Not only is it functional to hold those pieces together, but I also really like the texture, the element that it adds to it. I'm going to take some of the washi tape and put it up there at the top, kind of like it's some tape holding a piece of note paper there. And then I'm just going to use this terrazzo washi tape. This is the tape that comes with the kit. And put it in various places. I want it to peek through up underneath these die cuts. And then I have this floral piece, and you're going to see me fuss and fret over that. And I end up putting it where I started, but I go back and forth. Should it be peeking out from underneath the notepad, the note paper, or should it be on top of it? I go back and forth. And I left this in here so you can see kind of that process that we go through. It's not like we're, those of us who make these videos, we do cut out a lot, but we go through a lot of just, I'm not sure what I think here. We're not always perfect, and never are we perfect. Okay, so I'm taking the stamp from the kit, and it's that same thing, that Polaroid. And I think it'd be fun to peek out and from the notepad. And I really like to just that some of that black element to tone down all of these colors. Add some more of the washi tape. And I'm going to stamp another up on the top so that I have 3 of these Polaroids. One that's a die cut, and then 2 of them that are stamped. Now, because I've used the acrylic paint on my page here, that really acts as a protector for the page. It's almost like a primer. So you saw me pull away that washi tape and that die cut that I had already adhered down, and it didn't tear my page because that paint really does protect it. Now, I was gentle with it. I was careful. I'm going to tear my washi tape to make it shorter, and then I've got that little strip, so I'm going to poke that up underneath this corner here. No washi tape left behind, right? Taking my date stamper, and I stamp it in the bottom left corner. I'm using my archival ink from Ranger because when you're stamping on acrylic paint like this, it really helps. My favorite go-to ink pad, my Versafine Onyx Black Onyx, is it's a pigment ink, and it's too sticky. Not sticky. Well, it is sticky, but it takes too long to dry on acrylic paint. I'm going to outline this pen that I put down at the bottom. This it's like a milk liner, and it says Faith Finder on it. I'm going to outline my verse and underline the actual words, take every thought captive. Then I'm going to add some journaling that says, thought equals device. May all my thoughts and devices be obedient to you. So I write that over in the corner of my page. I do have up at the top, I used the same tab that is on the back, that was originally on the back page, and I painted it. I got some of that paint up there on it so that I could use it here. Just make it a double-sided tab. I decided I need some black splatters to balance all this color out, and I don't want it on the actual focal point. So I'm using my illustrating map to be a shield so that I can get splatter on here and not get it on my page, the center of the page. Okay, so there it is. You can see that I did add that word fetty piece to the front, and it says take every device, every thought captive. All right, so if you have any questions on this process or the products that I used, I do have them linked, but you can certainly leave me a question or comment in the comment section. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Until next time, bye-bye.